Well, on this video, we're going to repair this broken strap that goes on the sewer line on the GeoPro and ePro models. They're kind of be a little different on certain models. This is the FD model, so they come out and it has this bracket here. Sometimes they break right here, and in my case it broke up near the top, and it has one hole up there. You can't really see it real well, but it broke right where it hooks into the actual camper. So I've talked to different people on different Facebook accounts and different things, and a lot of people buy these pieces here from Menards, and these are actually designed for this. I think it's 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. I'll write it there on the video, but these are for this type PVC pipe. Again, this is not much better than what you already have in there. That's why I suggest you buy two, because these are $2.70 at Menards, and so might as well have an extra one. So that's my advice for that. And we're going to see how well this works. Looks like it's going to fit in here. We may have to twist it one more time to get it up against the panel, but we're going to take this old one off. I'll let you know what size screws these are that come out of here, and then put the new ones on. So again, my advice to you is, for that price, buy two of these, because it could always happen again and you'll be ready for it. So what I found is this nut that's behind here is a 3/8. You use the boxed in, works your best on that, and then a 3/8 up here at the top, and I'm going to use a socket for that. So we're going to take this piece here loose and see how well this one fits in first before we take that top piece loose. Use a Phillips head or a flathead on the outside of here, and then it just spreads apart, and this whole piece comes loose. Hopefully. Yeah, there it comes. So there's the old piece right here. Okay, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but we're going to go ahead and take this piece off that's attached to the frame. So if you look at this old piece, this is going to be our new piece. So it's going to go something like that. So you'll see we're going to have to take this bend. They put a bend in here, so we're going to take that bend out. And that way we get it lined up properly. And you want to straighten that out as best you can, using your pliers. I'm using some duck bills and a pair of channel locks. And now what we're going to do is put it up against the other one and get a rough idea. So I'm not sure if I'm not going to cut that. I think it's going to work all right at full length. And what I did is, here's my old bracket, here's my new. Basically tried to shape it as best I could like the old bracket. So one of the things I did, since I did have the two parts, I went ahead and fixed up both parts exactly the same. I still gotta go drill another hole in this one when I go downstairs, but basically I make them the same shape. I turned them and twisted them the same way, and I actually put an extra washer and actual lock nut on these ends here. So I'm going to use this one here as my replacement, and we'll get it installed here on this piece around here and get it up where it's going to connect. But that way I'll have this extra piece that I'll keep somewhere, that way when I'm on travels and it breaks again, I can have that ready to go. I decided that I did need to either cut a little bit off. What I did is I bent it over, because I was going to originally put it in this hole right here. I decided to go up one more hole. It's going to make it put a little less tension on this, because otherwise it was going to be bouncing like this. So I want it up a little bit tighter. So another thing I did is, I didn't like the way this when this closes up, it's still loose, so I'm using Gorilla Tape on here, and I'm putting a couple layers of that. I've got 2 strips, probably about 16-18 inches long, and I'm putting those on here, and hopefully that'll make that tighten down on that actual with that clamp. And now I'm going to work on getting this threaded on up here. Okay, got that pretty well done. It's good and sturdy now. No bouncing. Like I say, this is good and snug. Goes all the way up here, hooks back into the original hole. I bent that piece over just because I didn't want to cut it off. And again, we're going to keep this second piece and we'll bend it over as well, and it'll be backup. But I think that's going to take care of it for at least a few years. Like I say, this takes a lot of abuse. You can spray paint it black if you want. I'm not sure if that's going to keep it from rusting or fatiguing. It's just bouncing up and down over years. It's going to eventually get cracks in it, and it's going to do it again. It's just a matter of time. So again, for $2.70, you should carry an extra one around with you. And this is relatively easy fix. Because I was doing it for the first time, it probably took me about an hour to do this, but you could probably knock this out in about 20 minutes. So that's about all I have for this video, and I hope that helps you out if you're trying to make this repair on your. So we'll hope to see you again. Hopefully that kind of finishes up some of our projects of putting this thing back together. So we need to get it out camping a little bit more before the end of the year. So we hope to see you out there.